Hello everyone. So it's time to lose the subscribers that I actually do have with a very controversial top 10. So I'm going to do a very special top 10. I actually need to put the gas on the metal because it will be the new year and I don't really want to do top 10s of the decade within the new year. So we're going to get them done now. So one of the top 10s will definitely be about my top 10 favorite ships of Webtoon decade of 2010 to 2020. Now, with this list, it is also ships that have already been confirmed, but it also will be a combination of ships that I've wanted to see. So again, I hopefully your favorite will wind up on this list. There definitely will be. This is a very touchy topic, so again, I may not get in the heads of everyone else. But with that being said, let's get into the video. First off, what is a ship? If you are sleeping under a rock, basically a ship is a couple or a people that we want to see to be a couple. They are potential in a basic way, and it's an analogy when they get together confirmed they just sail. So basically it's just a couple that you want to see, a couple that you want to happen. You want that type of ship or that relationship. That's just basically what a ship is. And webtoons definitely have not skimped, even in non-romantic media, have not skipped on these amazing ships. These ships are just as powerful as the characters and as the moments that I've definitely talked about in webtoon history. And these types of ships, these types of relationships have definitely proven to test the time and weathers and add more layers to the amazing webtoons that we know and we love. But with that being said, of all the explanation, let's get into the actual top 10s that I have here. At number 10, we have Athena and Ares, Athena's complex. Now, you would need to know a lot of context before I why this ship is. If you haven't watched Athena's Complex, I definitely recommend that you would. It is an amazing webtoon that really showcases why Athena is such a goddess she is. I love how cool Athena is in this webtoon, and I love how powerful that she is. Like, the author did a really good job in establishing a very good kind of protagonist antagonist type of character. Kudos. But in Athena's complex, there's this character by the name of Ares, who is the creation of the god of war from Greek mythology. And his quest was basically to defeat Athena. The reason why I have this ship here is because I know that Ares just had a big crush on Athena. Like, when someone is that, like, he really just cared about nothing else. Like, his whole fighting strategy was based on defeating Athena, which, if you're that attentive to somebody, you probably just have the biggest crush on them on the planet known possible. So I really think his feelings of anger was just basically feelings of love for Athena, and he was just jealous that she was deeply in love with Poseidon, that she really didn't notice him. With that being said, I kind of would have liked it if, in the midst of her falling in love with Poseidon, or she would have fell in love with Ares. That would have been really cool and interesting dynamic to see, and I definitely would have enjoyed it nevertheless. But again, I definitely think this ship would have been a good ship to sail, and also it just would have added another layer to this to this weird I'm going to get revenge type of game that Athena played throughout the entire series. At number 9, we have Enju and Dante. Dice. Look, if you read Dice, I will say this without spoiling much. I know what went down, okay? Dante is OG. I know what went down. But I would have loved it if to see more of the relationship between Enju and Dante. Look, I'm Team Enju, okay? Like, my heart goes out to a person who really is deeply in love with someone, such as Mio is with Dante, and I really respect it and I generally love it. However, have always been an Enju and a Dante fan, because here's why. People really talk mess about Enju, but Enju is probably one of the better fleshed out characters within the entire series of Dice, if I do say so myself. Enju is gorgeous. I mean, she's gorgeous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. I think she's hot, okay? But she's very talented. But she wishes for a world in which that didn't matter. She wished for a world in which no one really looked at her based on her looks, but really based on the person that she is. She went and looked for people who really saw her for who she is, not for the image that she is portrayed. And then honestly, people who talk bad about Inju goes through a lot of crap because she is the way she is, even by her other peers or those who even say that they are her friends. So, with that being said, her and Dante just really share a lot in common, in which they are these selfless types of characters that really just want the better world for everyone else. Like her desires were only influenced by the negative energy that was caused by the influence of the dice. But without that whole long explanation, I just really would love to see the chemistry between Inju and Dante. Dante has worshipped Inju from the moment he went to the school, only dreaming of actually getting close to her. And Inju always just really saw people for who they are, really saw him for who he really was, even in the days of her protecting her, etc., etc., etc. And I just would have loved to see that captivated, because Inju is not just a pretty face, she's a pretty face with a lot of of history behind her and a lot of ideals that I perfectly agree with, and I do feel like that she has more than most other characters. And again, for those who really talk about Inju, I'll say this: her influence and her decisions were influenced because of the dice, because she saw people literally giving their lives up and people dying for selfless and for honestly reasons that they didn't really need to fight for, in Inju's opinion. And that's why I definitely love this type of ship, and I really wish that it would sell, but we'll see when the series ends who ends up truly with who. At number 7, we have Mallory and Velverosa, Mage and the Demon Queen. I have a really soft spot for this webtoon series. I absolutely love it. Again, it is probably the top webtoon of this decade. I will say it now, that you definitely need to check out. I generally love it. And trust me, I'm an older webtoon reader, so I've read the classics. And so to see new, amazing, more webtoon content come out, I definitely do agree that Mage and Demon Queen is definitely at the top of it. The ability to really make a charming love story while being LGBT friendly, but doing it in such a succinct way that you really don't know about it, is an amazing talent and a gift. And it also just allows for a lot of comedy, because it's funny to the point where you're laughing, but it doesn't really take itself too seriously to the point where you feel uncomfortable. And I think that that's really good. Also, you just really root for the cute little mage, because we can all relate to her, and we've all been in the position that she's been in, and you only wish for the best for her. Now, the reason why I picked this ship is basically because I really do like their interactions with each other. Velverosa really plays the tsundere card, harder than a Yu-Gi-Oh player plays Nibiru or some crap like that. And when all in reality, she really cares a lot about Mallory, and the feeling is very mutual and reciprocated. And I really do love how the relationship is growing now, and I would just love to see how their relationship will grow more and more and more with other seasons, with other chapters. Again, loving it so far. Again, it's very heartwarming. The relationship is very cute, and their reactions are absolutely adorable, to say the least. And definitely, they are very elite ships. At number 6, Jamie and Holy. Oh, Holy. This is another webtoon that puts a soft spot in my heart, and it's one of the few that's on this list with confirmed ship, actually. But the thing about this confirmed ship is that there was always hindrances to stop the ship from sailing, which again is why I loved Oh Holy. It took a really cliche type of romantic comedy, and really just instead put obstacles in which to stop the two people from actually falling in love with each other, whether it be with the creepy toilet reaper or even with the persons themselves, or even death. There was always obstacles to stop them two from falling in love and being together, which again I just find very interesting and I find very cool. But what I really like about Jamie and Holy's relationship is that Holy is completely loyal to Jamie. She knows more than any other character in any webtoon that I've read. She knows who she wants. She wants Jamie, and she knew this from when she was very younger. Her mind never changed. She never faltered. She never did anything. She was always targeted on making Jamie hers, and they married and have a bunch of kids, and that is absolutely adorable and commendable that a girl would actually listen to her heart, and very respectable. What I do like about Jamie is that Jamie generally cares for Holy, but because of who he is, he's often very doubtful. He's like the boyfriend that wants to be a good boyfriend but doesn't know that if he can't be a good boyfriend to someone as amazing as her. Again, both of them have the same ideals but flipped around, and they're both trying to protect each other, but really they just need to be themselves and they will be together. But definitely just this little mini interaction is definitely why Holy and Jamie are definitely on this list. At number 5, we have Lyra and Ian, Siren's Limit. Now, I'm going to say this right now. Tangent's Meet is better to me. I just generally love the story, and I generally love the characters whatsoever. I love how it's a Beauty and the Beast type of story in where Tangents Meet, in which the main character is very cruel-hearted, but he meets such a simple girl, and it turns his attitude and melts his heart. With Siren's Limit, I just typically like the attitudes that Ian and Lyra share. Lyra is such a sweet-hearted girl, while Ian is typically more serious. At least to me, that is. And again, it's that type of thing where opposites attract, and I do feel that opposites would just attract with these two people together. And then just in addition, really, the fact of the matter is that, yeah, they're just basically opposite people. And they have a long type of history, and they're both weaving by that of destiny. And it's really interesting to see how destiny and how fate just plays a role in certain relationships, because we'll see that in another pick on this list later on around down the line. But definitely Lyra and Ian definitely deserve a top spot on this list. People love it. I love it too. It's better, but still definitely deserves a good spot on this list. At number 4, we have Hana and Devil Number 4. Devil Number 4, a very new one, and it's so high up there. But why is it so high up on this list to me? Well, one, I do think Devil Number 4 is one of those top webtoons that you definitely need to check out, especially if you're on the romantic side. Devil Number 4 does something even that most webtoons don't do, and it crosses different types of races. Devil Number 4 is obviously a devil, and Hanayu is a human being. And really, to see that type of relationship going to develop is very interesting, to say the least, because both of them just have generically different ideals about life. What I like about Hanayu is that Hana just wants to survive, while the devil is so intrigued by her lack of desire that it's enough for him to slowly start to fall in love with her, because she's different from most humans that he interacted with in the past. But definitely with the mentalities, with the fact that how is a relationship between a human and a demon going to actually work out? And really, yeah, there's really not much to really say about their relationship. I generally do love it. I do love the whole world building aspect of it, in which like it's slowly starting to get at that point. Devil Number 4 has been intrigued by Hanayu when the moment that he first met her, and she showed lack of desire, which contradicts everything that he knows about human beings. But sometimes when people contradict you, you sometimes just, fall in love with that person, or you're intrigued because they're very different. Different is actually a key factor in this game we call love, and definitely that is shown a lot in Devil Number 4. And it seems like it's also going to be a triangle, which definitely just adds more interesting aspects to that nevertheless. But definitely these two are just the exact polar opposite of each other. Like I said recently, opposites attract, especially because one is a demon and one is a human. So not only do they attract in mentalities, but also attract in races, but they also attract in realms, which says just a lot about love and how it can transcend through really anything. But definitely Hana and Devil Number 4 are definitely high tops on this spot, but they're not the best ship that I would sell, to say the least. At number 3, we have Rose Choi and Lee Yu from Age Matters. This webtoon is very powerful for a lot of reasons. Age Matters and Mage and Demon's Queen are two of probably the most influential webtoons that we have in our generation right now, and here's why. Mage and Demon Queen really fights about LGBT community and how it's really okay for those of the same gender. Age Matter takes it on its heel and shows the aspect of age. Two very controversial things, especially when it comes to dating. And it basically really explores and experiments with it, and I think that's amazing. So with these two individuals, what's interesting about them is not only one is older than the other, but also because this social status as well. You have two things on the same coin which seem very small if we're talking about it, but these are actually big factors in which people don't date one another. And it is the process of how do you gamble over these factors and how do you break through these stereotypes is always one of the biggest challenges. So I really like the fact that these two tackle a very touchy topic, which I feel is probably the biggest factor in terms of anything, age. And Webtoon does that very well to a T, and really just fleshing out the characters and see what role they play is definitely a plus as well. Rose Troy is definitely a very cool character in the terms of how like normal she is, and what that just does, it really just sets the bar higher for our other protagonists here, and see how will they develop their relationship. But definitely they deserve a top spot on this list. I just love how these webtoons are starting to really grasp these really touchy topics as we continue to move on and grow as a webtoon community. At number 2, Hana and Sion, Good Day to Be a Dog. I put this up on this list because Good Day to Be a Dog did something that most webtoons just don't do with their ships. Actually showcase the love of it all. Now I'm going to say this. Now their love was so sweet to the point where you could have got diabetes, but the level of energy and the fact that they really did fall in love with each other. This ship is also on here because we've all been in that position when you're a guy who really likes a girl, but that girl probably likes someone else, and it's very frustrating when you're deeply in love with somebody just for them to be in love with someone else. So he suffered a lot internally with his feelings for Hana. To be able to actually get his girl and to be able to actually be cutesy with her is actually an achievement, and I have to clap him for that. That is not an easy task that he did. It is not something that was very simple, and this is where fate comes in, because fate drew them together. It wasn't that their destinies weren't picked, their destinies was really to be together, which again I just find amazing. But definitely for the first 10 chapters when they started dating, it was just extremely cute, very gorgeous. You really felt the love, and the love was portrayed in this medium. And definitely Good Day to Be the Dog deserves top spot on this list. And finally, my number 1 is Haru and Hana, Days of Hana. The reason why I picked this is because, again, I'm a big sucker for really powerful themes, and I really do feel like if age is probably the first or even the second trend that I would talk about, is definitely just interracial dating in a way. And we can say this because Haru was a different race, and this really talked a lot about just about prejudice and about racism. Again, these really hidden themes that I just really know and love. But also what I really like about Hana and Haru's relationship is just the sheer fact that they grew up together. They have a childhood together. They're very intimate, even though they weren't really super intimate romantically. But these two were very, very intimate. They knew each other inwards and outwards. They want to protect each other. They have been living together. That's basically like her brother lover in a way. And when Haru dies, the pain that she feels is absolutely incredible, and you feel it in her heart, especially at the last panel. You feel that in your heart, and you feel it in your soul. But what I mainly liked about their ship was many things. One, they broke through prejudice, and they broke through all the stereotypes and really just started to listen to their hearts. 2, they have just been around with each other for a long while. They've grown up together. They've experimented. They've done several things. But definitely, I feel like out of all the webtoons that I've talked about, and I do feel like out of all the webtoons that are out there, definitely Haru and Hana would definitely be one, if not the best couple of this list. And that is going to do it. That was a pretty long list. If what do you think? Do these match up with your agreements? Do you have a different opinion in mind? If no, just let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you leave a like and a subscribe. But also like and subscribe your favorite creators from Webtoons because it helps them out a lot. With that being said, I thank you for watching, listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Ciao.